how God calling you, and you're still not hitting these notes, and you're on the worship team for years.
That's not excusable at this stage.
Yeah, that keyboardist can't be playing in C, and you hitting it in B flat.
It's important to be effective and to be skillful.
Yeah. So yeah, cool. You watch a couple of videos on the channel, but none of them really would have given you insight to the fact that I am a Christian, strong believer in God. Now, in terms of denomination and all that stuff, that's a conversation for another time. But I believe that God is real, He does exist, and He loves me. And today with me, I have somebody who I assume believes the same thing.
Of course, right.
So, for those of you who don't know, this is Positive, formerly Dr. The Honorable Joel Murray. Murray? Yeah, and he's a gospel artist here in Trinidad and Tobago, but he's also known regionally and internationally. Especially when it comes to gospel reggae, reggae gospel, like he's one of the biggest names. humble, I like that. So he has an album launching Friday on 9 Vibes. You guys will check that out. We'll talk about that a little later. But first, I just want to talk about music. Right? What is music? Tell me if you agree with this statement or not. Noise is just music waiting to happen.
I like that statement.
Yeah. nice. So in your own, because you love music, you have a passion for music. Right? I have a passion for videography. You ask me what is videography, I will tell you it's basically just capturing light and reproducing emotions and stuff like that.
Right.
So you like music. What is music?
Music for me is an expression. You know, it expresses what we feel, and it's also an avenue that can actually speak to the needs of a person. You know, when I was in school, I remember it was it Maslow's hierarchy of
needs?
Yeah. And they talk about people need a sense of belongingness. You know, they have the basic needs: food, water, shelter, clothing. But then music kind of puts you in a place where it could meet you at the needs of belonging. You know, at different things that you might be going through. Music is like an escape. It's also like a medicine. You know, it's just it's so much different things that music. You know, music like a best friend.
Yeah.
You know, for lots of people who are lonely, and once they have that earpiece, you know, it brings about a feeling of companionship. Music is a language in itself. Music, I mean, we could talk about music all day.
We could go on and on.
Yeah.
No, I really just asked that question to show people that you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I ain't asked him that yet. That's the first time I asked him. And you see, he could talk on and on and on about music. Basically, I'm just trying to infer that this guy is a professional. Reason being, I want to talk about professionalism.
Right.
You're also a Christian and you would be involved in church spaces.
Right.
In my own, this might not be true for you, but in my own experience, the church space and professionalism is not always a relationship that you would find.
It's not always. I mean, it exists.
It exists. Definitely exists.
Especially internationally. But
definitely internationally.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times, at least locally, you will find people who can't necessarily sing, lead in the worship. Not just singing on the worship, you know, lead in the worship. Like in the secular arena, that don't slide. Not that it will slide a lot more easily in the church than it would out there.
Alright. Okay. Let me ask a question.
Okay.
Can only singers worship God?
Alright, so that's the debate. No. Everybody could worship God.
Alright. So the issue is that you don't have a problem who worships him, but you have a problem who sings.
Yeah. So, for example, right? Anybody could have a word from God.
Right.
Anybody could read the Bible and be inspired. And everybody could be a pastor.
Right.
Right?
Pastors are different.
That's a whole different thing by itself.
Right.
So bringing it back to the worship team, anybody could sing. When we praising God, the whole congregation will be singing. But I mean, when you start to put the person up on the pulpit to lead us into worship, yes, you want to make sure this person have a spiritual connection with God and everything.
Right.
But at the same time too, with the keyboardist can't be playing in C and you hitting it in B flat.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah. Well, as a musician and somebody who always aspires to excellence, I believe that it is important for excellence to be a part of our culture, and that's why I do would continue to encourage us to do everything well. You know,
Right.
He's not just he who seeks him, but he who diligently seeks him. And so there's a kind of diligence about our action that's supposed to be intentional. So I believe, I remember Kim Burrell, she did a post sometime and she was like, if you're doing the you missed out some notes inside that. Don't tell me that you didn't know that. That's not excusable at this stage.
Yeah.
So I understand the perspective, and the truth is that it is important for worship leaders, I should say, to continuously hit the mark to be understand.
So is vocal training necessary?
Vocal training is necessary. It's
Okay.
a part of it, So it's also equally important that they are not just great singers.
No, I ain't gonna fight you on that at all.
Yeah.
It's just that for me, I find in the church we focus a lot on making sure you have a spiritual connection. Now that makes sense because if God is calling you to this ministry, you want to maintain your connection to God.
Yeah.
But also, when God call people, they say, well, God don't call the qualified, He's qualified the call. How God calling you, and you're still not hitting these notes, and you're on the worship team for years. God didn't choose to qualify you up till now. Come now, man. We had to say to that because God qualifies the call, yeah.
I think that it's down to the individual. If you receive a call, it's really your choice to remain at a particular level.
Exactly.
If it is you don't see a desire, or maybe they never had a need to grow, maybe the people who are around them, maybe guys like you who are doing the filming, every time they're around us, cut, straight from the top.
Right.
And it's not there. So there's no, maybe the environment might not push somebody, So if it is that there are lots of people who might be singing and maybe they can't hear themselves, and so many other factors. But at the end of the day, if there is that team around somebody to help them push to the next level, then it's just gonna keep happening. And if there's no self-desire, that coupled with self-desire, there's no self-desire to improve. And I remember when I just started singing, I just had this SM58 mic, and my aunt bought it for me for Christmas. She just saw that I had a passion for it, so I just had this real mic, no cables, nothing, just in my car. And I just so that by the time 10, 15 years later, that's what I'm doing on the stage. It's something that I would have been, I mean, I still don't get it 100% every time, but every time that I go, I want to try to do my best to be better for the next time. And so it's important sometimes. You might be in a position where you didn't think that you'd have been in, and it's just so much
call upon something.
Yeah, but I just think that if it is that you're in the position of leadership in terms of worship leading, it's important to be effective and to be skillful. Because God, He always says, pursue and develop that skill, your ability. So it's important.
Nice. Well, you started tapping into the whole spiritual side of it in terms of, so yes, be skillful, but also be diligent, seeking after God, developing your ministry. So now we're talking, well, I was talking about singing, rightfully so, but now we're talking worship. I know you had mentioned to me, on your album you have a lot of worship.
Some.
Well, sorry, you have some worship. Well, we're learning. The album has some worship. Your worship experience. I know different people have different worship experiences, and different people experience God in different ways in that whole space.
Yeah.
You being a singer, I guess for you a lot of it is, I don't know, is it like you listen to music and God speaks to you through music, or?
I think it's in different ways, different experiences. There was this, for this particular song on the album, it's called Healing in the Valley. It's just one Sunday, I was just doing my do, and I could just hear, like, in my heart or in my mind or in my spirit or whatever place you want to call it, a song just started to burst out. Lord of the hills and the valleys, and the words just keep coming, and I just take it out my phone, and as I hear, I record it. That's a little piece at a time, and then I might wait a while, and then I don't get anything else, and then I wait a month again, and then I just hear this voice start to sing again, and as I record it, so it's like I'm keeping pieces of it until I get the entire picture.
Yeah.
And then, so in that particular case, with this particular song, it's like, hey, maybe this is a message through song that the God is trying to show me, or He wants to show somebody through me, so it's both folds. So I was starting to go into the Bible and see exactly what the word is saying about the valleys, and and many times people despise being in the valleys. But I've learned many times that in the valleys where you learn to trust God the most.
True.
When you see, He doesn't want to share His glory with anybody, so He always puts you in a place where like you have to depend on Him.
Yeah.
You don't want anybody getting glory, so that my success shouldn't be because this man allowed me to do this. It should just simply be because He made a way. Yeah.
So, as a young person, let's say, a developing,
At 21 years old.
21 years, let's say, I have a song.
Yeah.
I say some words come to me, and I feel like I wanna. This could be a song. I wanna go and record it or whatever. Like, how do I process whether this ready for the studio or maybe let me just
Love it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This world is so strange.
But I mean, the way we live right now, anybody could go in the studio. Anybody could get a little hour in the studio for the 250 and change or whatever.
Right.
Record this song and play it on.
Exactly.
Didn't even bound to go in the studio, just put it on YouTube.
Just put it on YouTube. It don't have to be mixed properly, just
record it on your phone and go.
And the truth is, there's no one way that a successful song becomes successful. The truth is, I don't know, just sometimes if you just feeling nothing in your
but should every successful song
be successful?
Yeah, because they have some songs right now that pop in that
well, it have different levels of success. So maybe there is success in radio airplay. Some people view that as success. For me, success is when the purpose or the intent by which the song was given to me is being accomplished. And I'm not talking about the self part of it. I'm talking about the selfless part of it. So when it is at this song, when you get a call and say, hey, see that song you released there, right? It's 4 years now, I have that as my anthem to really pull me through this depression I was going through. You understand? So I now view that song becomes a success rather than just airplay, you understand? But it's sent out and accomplished what it was sent out to do. So I have a lot of songs that I put a lot of passion in terms of it's not necessarily Lord, I praise you, I worship you all the time, because there are these other things that attend to people's needs, so, and that's what the word says, we have become all things to all men, so you can't just feed on one side and neglect one side, so as you have a lot of spiritual depressed people walking around, so it's understanding to be able to meet the needs of people, and people have various needs. So if it is that I have a song, there was this one song called Better Must Come. Better Must Come. So a song like that, that wasn't saying, Lord, I bless you, I praise you. At the end of the day, it was a song that came to me, so there was some sort of purpose behind it. So when I go somewhere, sometimes I was in St. Croix or somewhere, and a lady, she was just like, Mr. Better Must Come. You don't, young man and sugar man, you don't know how you saved my life with that song. You understand? So some other people, it might be scars. Just the other day, there's a lady from Tobago, and she called and she was like, Joel, you used to have this song called Scars, and that song was for me. That was for me. You know, like with a passion, like you know.
Yeah.
So sometimes I don't even know the whole that some people might have on a particular song. So it's just making sure that the purpose, like what you sent here, we all have a purpose in this world. We didn't just come in to live and die.
True.
We have a purpose, and we want to make sure that our purpose is accomplished through any means necessary.
Will you say you know your purpose in life?
I say I would know my purpose. It is to share the heart of God through lifestyle, through music and character. That has been my purpose.
That's nice and concise.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know how to phrase a purpose like that, but they also just don't know the purpose in general.
Yeah,
But you know your purpose.
If I didn't know that by chance.
So how is it one day you just sit down and God just come and tell you your purpose is to share my heart?
If this phone is broken, right? Then for you to fix the phone, or for you to understand the purpose of the phone, you have to go to the manufacturer. Right?
Well, okay, watch a tutorial. Like
Right?
Go to the manufacturer, yeah.
So they will have the original parts.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, not a bit like that.
No, but like they would understand what is required, because sometimes you go to YouTube, you do something and you think you're looking good, and like 10 days later, screen gone again.
Yes, sir.
So at the end of the day, when you spend time with the person that created you, then by day and little, your purpose just begins to be clearer and clearer to you. So every day that I am getting up, I am living in my purpose. I am trying to do my part to share God's heart. To when people see, before they even hear a song, and they see my lifestyle, they should say, hey, this man is really a believer. You know, this man is really walking in that place. This man, I could learn something here. This man, his life,
Just by lifestyle,
just
yeah.
his life. Somebody came to me, I don't know, but the way you treat your wife, it just shows me that God is real. I'm like, what? How? You know? How even like, you know?
Interesting.
You just see the way, that way. You know?
That way.
And it's just like, so, through music and through character, you want to make sure that you are a man of good character all the time. You understand? And it's just for me. So some other people, it might be a different thing. You have to get in there. If you want to know, then you have to diligently find the person who knows.
Seek out the manufacturer. Good vibe. Anything you want to say before we sign off?
I just want to say shout out to Lyrics Messiah and all the hard that you're doing. Continue to keep doing your do. Excellence is coming your way, brother. If it's not already here.
Oh! Big him up. Fun fact. So I went to a concert back in, when that was where? Like 2010 maybe. Or maybe before that even. After the concert, I messaged this man on Facebook. I say, yo, I really like your kid. He's a celebrity to me now.
Celebrity.
I messaged him, I say, I find the kid was good, the concert was nice, whatever. He liked my message. That was it. And then years later, he messaged me. He's like, yo, could I get your number? I was like, what? It's like that was a big deal for me.
Serious?
Yeah, that was a big deal for me. But I don't know, guys. Keep doing, and he messaged me because of the videos, no sir?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, whatever you're passionate about, guys, keep at it. Might be music, might be videography, might be poetry, might be the ministry, it might be anything. Whatever you're passionate about, keep at it, and your gift will make room for you. Yes, I. Lyrics Messiah signing off for now, and until next time.
Let your light continue to shine. One by one, shine your light them up.
May the light expose you well.